deep dive into the longest substring. Hi everybody, this is Sam with Python Basics, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a previous video that we actually got a question about. So let's just go ahead and look at it. So the question was posed about 2 weeks ago about a video that I posted, my goodness, almost 2 years ago. It happened to be related to a problem of finding the longest substring in a string of sequential characters. So if the next character was further along in the alphabet or was equal to. So let's just kind of look at it right here. And this ORD function, that is converting it into Unicode, and that's how we're determining if the character is further along or not. So basically, is B further along than A, and is H further along than A, and then is B farther along in the alphabet than H. So it would restart. So basically what we're doing here, but the question was posed, is why are we checking for sub -1 instead of sub? So here's the main premise of this. So we actually have 4 variables going on all at one time. One is going to be static, and the other 3 are going to be changing. So we are constantly looking at parts of the variable x, which is a string. That's what we're iterating through right here. So what I did is I made a temporary variable, sub, and all I did was start with the first character of our string. Then what I did is I assigned the longest. So we're constantly checking. So we're going to, once we find the longest substring, we're going to then reassign it to the variable long. So at multiple times during this until we reset, sub and long are going to be the exact same variable. So as you can see here, when we get started, before we even jump into our iteration, we are setting the length. I could have set right here len of sub, which we would have gotten 1, but I just hard coded it because I knew I grabbed one variable. Then long would be sub because it is the first character. So at that point, our long variable, our longest variable, will also be our sub. Then we iterate through, and the reason why I started at the index 1 is because we've already assigned. So I'm now checking to see if this character is farther along in the alphabet than the first character, which it is. So then it gets added to. Then it goes to the next variable. So what will happen here is once it gets to this point, sub will become A with a length of 1, which then is handled. I'm sorry, sub is constantly checked right here to see if it is longer than the length. And then we go from there. All right. So once we get to this character, sub will be A and long will be, oops, I just moved that. And long will be this substring. So let's actually kind of deep dive further into this, because right here it's running. But if I were to add this right here after all of this, and I print, let's do sub space, actually I don't need that space if I do it this way, sub, then I do long, and then long. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. All right, so look at this for a second. So on the first check, sub becomes these 2 characters, which then in turn becomes actually, let's also add print length. So length will only be length. I can never spell length right. All right. There we go. All right, let's run this again. All right, let's go back to the top. So as we check this, this now because we already have the first character, which happens to be A. Then we check again, is the second character, which is B, is it the equal to or the next character in the alphabet, which it happens to be. Then the length becomes 2. So now the third, which is right here, and then that becomes our new sub, which then in turn becomes our new long variable, which then its length is 3. But now look what happens. A is further back. It's not down the alphabet, it is backwards. So everything starts back over. So our new character is, our sub is I, because we're printing it here as a reset. So we reset here with A, so then that becomes our new sub. But our long, because it set a record, because we got to here, and this is our new record. So it is now ABC, and it's going to sit there, and then this part right here is testing every time. Once we're going through this, we're checking, then here's our new sub, and then we start back over, then we get to here. Okay, now we're getting close, and boom. Not until we get to AABD does long reset, because it goes from 3 to 4. So then long is overwritten. So this was a great question, because I went back and watched that video and I did not deep dive into this explanation very well. I kind of shot through this part, what I was doing right here, and why I was checking, because you're constantly checking to see if, because sub, as you're going through here, is this the next, is the next further than right here. So here's a perfect example. So here is our sub. Let's check right here. So here's our sub of -1, and then the next character would be A right here. And that's what it is checking here. So we are not going to add to this, we're going to reset, because it is further back down the alphabet. So there we go. I really hope this has explained it, and this was a really good question, and probably a majority of you have not even seen this video. So I also thought it would be, because I did the poll last week and I found that a super majority of you have only been here a year, and this video of the longest substring is maybe 2.5 years old. So I really thought it was going to be a really good video. So sorry I missed last week. I was out of town and I really thought I was going to have enough time to shoot a video before I left town, but it just, the moon and the stars did not align. But as always, guys, please drop a comment, question, video request, jump over to Discord down below, give this video a thumbs up if you're new here, and if you've not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. And if you haven't, check out this video right here or this one right down here. And most important, make sure you're hitting this subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.